as you also mentioned, um, the tournament, the Rise of the Commanders, um, yeah, that ties in nicely into the competitive scene that Pardon wanted to talk about.
Yeah, in every type of the game, people want to, or in general, the state of the world, people want to show how good they are at some things, and they want to be ranked for it. So that brings us the competition, the competitivity of the game itself. So we need, or the in general, the game needs a system that can rank people, and at the same time we can play in casual manners. So we don't want to play the ranked all the time. For example, I want to teach a new member, like a friend of mine interested in the game, but I need to, or I want to show how it is, and this is this, and you need to look up to that, and that's kind of things are needed to be done in casual mode. So this brings us to the competitive mode, ranking mode, and ranking mode needs two systems, right? Individual based or party, team, clan based. I'll just first talk about the individual base. There was a testing time where they try to test the 5 versus 5 ranking system, but in my opinion, which we have like massively uh, big maps, the number of 5 for a team was low. Maybe it should have been just like 7, 6, 7 would be much better. That's just my opinion. But other than that, the problem with that system was picking system, because when the pick we are looking the picks, then we're entering the match. But in theory, there could be like 5 cavalry in one team, and the other team will be versatile, like one range, two melee infantry, one spear, one cavalry. That brings us that one team is unbalanced and one team is much more versatile and can be played much betterly. So we needed a system that can be drafted, you know, according to the picks of our team members. We don't need to see the other part yet. Or eventually that will be needed, but we are going to discuss that in the party team clan thingy. But yeah, the pick phase was the main reason that for me that 5 versus 5 ranking system was just initially failure. It is necessary. We need it. We want it because personally I want to be ranked and I want to see how I'm compared to the other players, cavalry wise, spear wise, although I rarely play spear, but you remember that part. That's it. And for the party, team, or clan wise, we need that one because there were clans, groups who want to compete with others, but most of the time this just brought us by the community tournaments. We can just compete with as teams, as there were clans, groups, and there was one tournament in NA. There was like a event, King of the Hill kind of thing, and there are lots of tournaments from the SUNTZU, thanks to great efforts of Mistru, and that brought us the team oriented or clan oriented systems. But we had like lacked two things. We don't have spectators, and people needed to be in the game to stream or cast them. But that brings us the unbalanced things. If there was one caster, then we couldn't put that caster into the game. So we need a pick system that we can just normally in other mobile games like League of Legends, Dota 2, or any other competitive based games. We need to have a system that could be implemented, like picking, banning the maps or the uh, commanders. That is a need. But if one commander just picked too much, or if one type of unit picked too much, that would bring us a unbalanced system in individual type ranking system and in the team-based ranking system as well. So which is brought us the question: we need a balance, but how the balance? According to the statistics or the unit type, unit base, or commander abilities. These are the questions we need to ask, and we need to ask the other question as well: balance according to whom?
I guess that's a clue that it would be balanced according to Mongoose. But before we go there, yeah, the tournaments, that are associated with the competitive mode, or just competitive in general. Yeah, I would like to see, some more support for the tournaments from CA now and NetEase and Sega, if Sega will be involved at all.
Yeah, having community-based tournaments is nice, but we need, or the game needs that from the creators, the support for the tournaments, increased number of tournaments or content for the tournaments. You're absolutely right about that. There was a lack of sport, so to speak, from the. They supported. Don't get me wrong. They supported, but I think personally it should have been more.
Yeah, they definitely didn't support it enough. They only did one tournament of their own. Well, it's a delicate matter, really. But we would like to see more things, such as the system, as you said, like the pick system. We had something like that, just on our own, just utilizing the chat tool. But it was very hard to apply any sort of time limit for a pick, for example, or basically not make it super long, because people were complaining that half of the tournament is just sitting in the lobby and picking units. Right, so if that would be implemented to the custom games alongside with the observer spot for casters, that would solve so many issues that would make tournaments such a better experience. That could also be then used for marketing. It's basically free marketing for CA now, right? Or whoever will do the publishing. NetEase, I guess.